Hi, it's John Flynn with Copley Advertising, and today we're going to talk about recruitment and hourly wage workers. Recruitment and hourly wage workers. Hourly wage workers make up almost 50% of the entire workforce in the United States. That's a lot of people. It's a sector that will continue to grow and also baffle companies in the sense of how to recruit them. When there's a desperate need to fill in many spaces, companies seem to get a little flustered about how to reach these workers. And for good reason. They're a sector that moves fast, does interchange jobs fairly quickly, and it's really hard to pin down. But Copley Advertising has come up with a recruitment marketing program for hourly workers that we feel very strongly about. In fact, it's now our new flagship program, and we feel it's going to help you. So, let's get into some of the details of this flagship program. Well, first of all, let's look at what hourly workers do. 96% of hourly workers at their present job are looking for a new job. Didn't know that, did you? Well, they are. There's three major factors that hourly workers choose a new position. First and foremost is speed. How fast they can get another job. They have bills to pay and they gotta get a job. 44% of all hourly worker applications are accepted within the first week. So they usually put like 1 or 3 apps. Whoever gets back to them in the first week, they work there. Other factors are they would like set hours. That way they can kind of plan their life, their babysitting, things like that. Also, to be in an environment where they could have flexible hours. So they don't want to work 40 hours a week, but like to work 30 to 35 hours a week. And there's a number of factors that go into this. One is that many have another job. And this is kind of like their side job to take the salary and help them through. And another reason is being that childcare and other family obligations. So that is the demographic. You're looking at 24 to 34, probably handles around 70% of the demographic. So that's a key thing to remember when you're doing your marketing. They come from mostly low income, a lot of renters, and have a high school degree, but not a college degree, but probably have some community college classes. So that is the snapshot, and I'm always shocked when I sit with a client, and these are large clients that don't understand the snapshot of hourly workers. This is not necessarily their fault. Their knee-jerk reaction to fill these positions is to take a large amount of advertising in Indeed. Don't. We all know how I feel about Indeed. Wrong. It's just bad. Not going to help you. It isn't. It's just, it's just this list of open positions and this horrible pay-per-click. It's not even pay-per-click. It gives pay-per-click a bad name. It's pay-per-click Indeed. Program, and they overcharge you. And then if I've heard that if you run over set impressions, they fine you or charge you again. It's just a mess. But that and Career Builder and the rest of them are just a default position because that's the way people have been doing it. I mean, if you look back, people have been doing the same thing for 40, 50, 60 years. So there's a mandatory time for a change, because the technology of smartphones and everything else and the internet has surpassed, the need for these little job board things, which, come on, these things are so antiquated. And of course, thankfully, the large recruiting companies don't go anywhere near this because, it's not in their best interest to get money. God forbid that if you did a lot of business with them, they would help you out with this stuff. But oh no, no. They're very busy ringing that bell when they get somebody. But I digress. So, John, what do you do? Well, let's say we take the state of Florida, and you found that you're having a desperate time to fill your locations in the state of Florida. So we give us, let's say, 12 cities in the state of Florida. So what we'll initially do is take the creative, take the 12 cities, log it into our platform, and then we probably would do 3 or 4 subsets in the campaign. So what we would do is that first of all, we'd do a geofence around your location, 10, 15 miles, all depends on population density. Then we would probably drill down to Android phones only, because we found that in this particular demographic that tests better than iOS phones by a significant level. So we would whitelist Android only phones. So we'd be tagging Android only phones in subsector 2. Subsector 3, we would do 24 to 35 or 34-year-olds. Because as mentioned, 70% of the workers fit in this category. So obviously we want to target that. And then in the last category, we would target by low income renters and then lower income homeowners. So that is the subset program we would do for each location. So obviously we loaded the art up, and we have video art, and we have the banner ads, and then we do that for each city, and then we run the program. We send the impressions out, and then we track it. So certain subsects of certain cities are going to do well better than others. So after a week or so, we can realize that, hey, in Tallahassee, Android only IDs did a lot better than regular geofencing. So when we get a significant level, we'll turn off the geofencing for Tallahassee because we don't want to waste impressions that aren't performing well, and then bump up the Android only. So then you can mix and match a little bit if you want to now do an Android only 24 to 34 as a separate side campaign. You could do that, and just at the beginning we mix it up. We're just trying to find where we are, and then all the impressions that have engaged with the ad are going to a retargeting folder. So we have a retargeting folder getting filled up by everybody who's clicked on the ad, and anybody who's seen the ad is in ID has been captured and put in an impression folder. So we have those 2 retargeting aspects. They're very important. So we run all these campaigns and see what cities are doing well and drill it down. Drill it down till we get 1 campaign per city that seems to be getting the highest click rate we can. May not be optimal. So then after a while, we'll have a significant amount of impressions, wins delivered, that I'll be able to go in and optimize by app placement. So we have thousands of apps that we're delivering to for each of these programs. So I'll go in and figure on the win rate, this app, if an app gets 1,200 impressions and no clicks, I shut it off. It's dead, because statistically it's just not going to help us. So we go down, and then let's say something's got a 2% click rate. I mean, the KPI for this is 0.6. So 0.6% is the KPI. That's our goal. It's a click program. It's not a CPA program. It's not a conversion program. It's a click rate program. So it's 0.6 for that. And then if I go into the app placements and I see 2%, I'm going to bump up the bid. 50% up from where I had it. So, we find that, once we do that, and then we go, obviously the Android, iOS folder's been decided. We look at the creative, A/B testing on the creative, try to get 2 sets of creative so we can see which ones to turn on and turn off. Dayparting, a little bit, not too much because there's not enough data there. And then, hopefully that will optimize the campaign and bump it up from like a 0.4 to a 0.6 or 0.6 to 0.7, whatever. Hard to tell. It fluctuates, but give us the good reason. So continue running this, and we do this, and then we send everything to a landing page. It's your landing page, we send to it, and then we have a Facebook pixel on the landing page. So the Facebook pixel's on the landing page, and anybody who lands on the landing page, we're going to pick up their Facebook IDs. So that is our integrated Facebook aspect of this. We send all the IDs to a retargeting folder, audience on Facebook, and then we set up a Facebook campaign, using creative that you provided, and then we're ready to launch the Facebook campaign. So, what the deal is here is that we captured IDs on 3 levels. 1, we did it by impressions. So they see in the ad, we have that folder. 2 is retargeting, and 3 is the Facebook. So now the retargeting, I like to get up to like 1,500, 2,000 IDs, and then we'll run that retargeting program. And I do a separate retargeting program. All depends. I might do, like, if one city is really big, I'll do a separate retargeting for that, and then a whole retargeting program for the campaign. So there's like 2 stages of retargeting. So, because that's so valuable. I mean, the retargeting IDs get a 2x times 16, or 2x from 16x click rate over click rate than the standard campaign. So, you can get a 4% or 8%. I got an 8% going on in San Francisco. I'm really excited about. So, we take all that, we run the retargeting campaign in Facebook, and I don't run it too hard because I want another layer to hit these people. So it's on their phone, and then they go to their Facebook on their phone and they see it, and they go home on their Facebook and they see it. So it's just that retargeting. Let them see it again and again and again and again to make sure that we're covering everything. So, as that program goes on, we could also add a Facebook ad program. Sometimes I like to do a Spanish program. I found that to be really good in Hispanic markets, and do a Spanish ad. And then I create $5 ad sets, and drill down to, Spanish-speaking population, and then launch the program that way. We can, if the impressions were really targeting, let's say I did something like baseball games or trade shows, they would be a little more targeted in what we're doing. I would run them through the Facebook converter, and it gives me 30% conversion rate to Facebook IDs from mobile IDs, and then you run them through the lookalike model, and that'll blow it up to 2 million because it's like 2% of the United States population. Because Facebook has literally 1 million data points on us, so they would match it up and send it. Now, if the retargeting Facebook program gets to like 3,500 or 3,000, we can run that through the Facebook lookalike model and get 2 million, and that could be really good because now we got people really set on that demographic, and we could target different DMAs around that area. So the key here is that obviously you can get a flood of people to your website and hopefully filling out many applications, and that's great. But what we try to do here is build a short-term, long-term funnel of candidates on demand. So we want you to be able a month or 2 later to reach down and grab candidates still going through our funnel. So how can you do that? Well, first, when they land on the page, you could ask for their email. What I usually put is like the 5 things. If you do any of these 5 things, you'll never get a job ever again. It seems to work. So they put their email and they get it, so you send them a little PDF. Now you have their email. So I would send them every once in a while, every 2, but don't forget 96% of these people are still looking for another job, even though they have a job. So, so I would keep sending them information about, your company. And it's like, hey, it's a good place to work because, we treat our hourly workers great because, we offer these benefits because. And then, what you're trying to do is bridge the gap. If you think how many choices, they could work at Dunkin' Donuts, they could work at supermarkets, they could work at restaurants. There's a lot of things they could do. But human nature will let you know that if you get closer from here, I don't know, these guys already here, oh, they seem like nice people, then that makes the jump a lot easier for them to come to your company. So if you employ these plans and even keep the retargeting campaigns going after the main campaign shut down, which would be a nominal cost monthly, now you still got that river of applicants coming through. And then when you, like, 4 people quit in Orlando, and you can reach down and try to pick up people, right then and there. So that's why you want to keep having a conversation with the people, and that way it becomes a short-term, long-term funnel, and you're not really dealing in the crisis mode of, always looking for somebody. So it's it's a comprehensive hourly wage worker recruiting program that is flexible, targeted, and will cause you to have candidates on demand. And Indeed.no can't do that. So that's what we're very proud of. We roll it out, we got people on board, we want you on board. If you're looking for hourly workers on a consistent basis and you're getting frustrated, please call me. 617-595-0138. That's 617-595-0138. Go to my site, CopleyAdvertising.com. My email, jflynn@CopleyAdvertising.com, and we'll talk to you about it. I mean, this program is very flexible. We'll gear it to your needs, but I'm passionate. I really am. I'm passionate about this program. I really am. I like it. And I want to fill this void. And I want to help you fill this void. And I want to put this in place and almost run it automatically for you. So you don't have to deal with all the nonsense, that's happening in this space. And that way you have a clear path, and then we can ramp it up and increase the quality of hourly wage workers and things like that. So to me, it's a lot of fun. And let's have some fun. John Flynn, Copley Advertising. Thank you.